So I realized the other day that I pretty much never told the story of like how I actually became a social media manager. Like I put like little bits and pieces of my life on the internet, but I never really told like the full shabam. So that's what I'm gonna do today. But like in all seriousness, who am I kidding? This is just an excuse for me to talk about myself. So I hope you enjoy. But if you are looking to become a social media manager, I always like looking at videos like this because I feel like it's helpful to see other people and like how they did it. So maybe it'll inspire you, who knows? So once upon a time, I was a child and I grew up as a ballet dancer. That's like what I did my whole life. I talk more about that side of my life. I actually have another YouTube channel, fun fact about me. I have like 2 accounts on every social platform, but I'll leave the link to my other channel in the description in case you want to check that channel out, more about my ballet world. But basically life as a ballet dancer, you're kind of stuck in a bubble, and it really wasn't until I had time off, either through getting injured, having a week off or whatever, that I would sort of try to like explore other passions. And one time when I was injured, I started to explore social media management just a little bit because someone in my family had a restaurant who needed a social media manager. You know, me being the, I was probably like 15 at the time. I was like, I could do it. I'm good at Instagram. Yeah. And so I just did it, I think, entirely for free. Maybe they gave me some food at the restaurant, you know. But that was like my real first step in social media management. And I did a really good job because this was my outlet besides ballet. I really would try to get like influencers into the restaurant and all that sort of stuff. And I noticed I really liked doing this. Like I really was thinking about it. Maybe there was a potential here for me. You know what I'm saying? So from there, I kind of like took a break because again, I was a ballet dancer and I was really focused on that being my career. I did end up dancing professionally when I was like 18 to 20, I think. But basically, I took a break. I focused on ballet stuff. I would do some social media stuff here and there, and like I would post myself, but nothing really intense, you know? It wasn't until a couple of things that really got me interested in social media management. Number one was that I went to college. So I didn't actually go to college since I was dancing full time. I did college online. I graduated through Florida International University. When I was trying to pick my major, I mean, I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I just wanted to be a ballet dancer. I didn't care about the other stuff. And so I was sitting with my mom and she was like, why don't you do this? You like social media, you know, like it's like advertising. You can just do that. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, you want me to go to college? Here we go. Advertising. Turns out, I mean, who knew that this would be my entire career? Good going, Mom. You knew before I did. So that was like a really big turning point for me because I really like got to see what it's all about, like the advertising world. My minor was technically like social media and e-marketing, whatever that meant. And the other thing that got me really into like the world of social media was that I joined a network marketing company. I never really knew what network marketing was. I just had a friend that was doing it, and so I decided to join too. It was really fun. I mean, I had a really great time, and it taught me a lot about sales, which is what I found most valuable out of that time. Like I really got to learn how to sell, and even just beyond that, how to sell online and how to show up online. And that was my first step into, okay, now I know how to like really do this thing. I know how to sell online, and I know how to grow Instagram pages from when I used to do it for the restaurant. Let me take this a step further. So once I decided to leave ballet, I figured, what do I do now? I was still in my network marketing company and I was planning to stay doing that to make a couple extra bucks a month, but I really needed something to be like my full-time career now that I wasn't gonna be dancing anymore. And so I went on Indeed.com. You know that website, Indeed.com? And I just typed in social media manager. I don't know, let's just see what comes up, you know what I'm saying? I applied for a couple of positions and I really didn't have much experience. I was still in college. I put all the experience that I did have and I was like, okay, let's just do it. And then I found one listing that really stuck out to me. It was from someone named Mary. And Mary, if you're watching this, hi. And she was looking for a part-time social media manager to just help out with her agency. But what I did with her specifically, only her listing, I don't know why, only hers. I decided that instead of applying on Indeed, I would go onto Instagram, find her Instagram page, and literally send her a voice message. Yeah, you'd think I was crazy, right? I know. But I did it, and that was what got me the job because I didn't look like everyone else. I went onto Instagram and I sent her a voice message. I really didn't have that much experience in social media management, but I literally put everything out there and I was like, I could do this. I got this. I sent a voice message and I was so confident too. And she hired me. She was my first ever person who believed in me with social media management. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. So I worked with her for a bit and we are still friends to this day. Eventually I wanted to kind of, jump and do things on my own. And so I did. And I started to try and take clients. But of course it was difficult. I mean, it's hard to do that by yourself. At this time, I also slowly started to post more about social media tips and business tips and all that kind of stuff on my page because I figured that by posting it online, at least I could look sort of like a little bit more of an expert because I really didn't know much. I just kind of knew like the Instagram stuff and like whatever. And so I just started posting. I mean, I really wasn't an expert at all. I barely even knew what I was doing, but I looked at what other people did and I was like, okay, I can do that too. And I would try it and it would work. And then I would post about it. And that was how I gained the beginning of my following, was literally through not knowing what to do and just looking at what other people did, recreating it for myself, and then sharing about it. Like, I'm not even kidding. So after a while of doing this, I ended up getting clients, great clients. Granted, I wasn't charging them enough at all. Like, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Either way, I ended up getting clients and started working with my first couple of businesses. I tried a little mix of everything between coaching and management. At one point, my friend and I even started a subscription service. Like, I tried it all. I really didn't know which direction to go in. If you're interested in a video, by the way, of should I go all in on management and start an agency or do like coaching or do a course or do this, I would love to talk about that because it took me a while to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. And so if I could help you with that too, I totally would. Just let me know in the comments so that I know and I will make that video for sure. But basically that is all how it started. And I got 100% of my clients from Instagram. In fact, I always joke with Brock, who is at the Insta Club Hub, that he found me because of Instagram and now I work with Insta Club Hub. They found me because I always would comment on Brock's videos like every day, like almost every day. Like I looked like a stalker. I'm so like, it's embarrassing, but I looked like a stalker. But that was what got me the job with Insta Club Hub because I looked like a stalker and I was posting every single day on my own account, social media tips. So I clearly knew what I was doing and eventually they hired me and now I'm on their team. So when I say that most of my clients come from social media, I am so serious. Actually, not one single client has ever asked me if I have a college degree. I'm just saying. And I do have one. And I have one in marketing. Like, it's like perfect, but no one cares about that, I guess. They see what I do and they're like, yes. So moral of the story, if you're watching this and you're like, I want to do essentially what you're doing, Sarah, post. Like, I can't give you much more advice than just post yourself. And I promise you that it does so good to at least just show people that you know what you're talking about. Yes, you 100% can grow an awesome business as a social media manager without having a social media presence yourself. Totally. But it can also be really beneficial if you also have a social presence in order to gain more clients. So today in 2023, 2 years into being a social media manager, I have lots of lovely clients that I absolutely adore. I started my LLC maybe about 7 months ago, something like that, maybe a little longer ago. My business is called Sarah Gav Social. Ding, ding, ding. And we do all sorts of things like social media management, reel editing, graphic creation, copywriting, influencer marketing, all the things like that. I could list them out for days. It's really cool to me to see where I started and where I ended up. I could have never imagined a couple years ago that I would be here starting an agency. I mean, social media manager, who knew? I thought I was gonna be a ballet dancer. But I hope that my little story at least could inspire you that A, change is totally possible. If you don't like where you're at right now, just like I didn't like how I was a ballet dancer, it was really, really hard. Change is totally possible. You can change your career. You can start something new. Doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, you totally can make a change and it's so great. But then also number two, I hope that this inspires you if you want to become a social media manager to just do it and do it without knowing what you're doing, because that's totally what I did. I mean, I started working for free for family members who had businesses and eventually starting to post on my own page without really knowing anything either. You don't have to be a full expert in order to start. Just start and start messy and you'll learn as you go, I promise. I really hope that you enjoyed this style of video. I know that I don't normally talk about like my life. I like normally teach things. So if you like that stuff, learning about Instagram tips and all that jazz, make sure sure to subscribe. And if you like more of like the lifestyle things, hearing me talk like this, I guess, let me know in the comments because I can tell more stories if you want. And I also suggest that you subscribe to my other channel because I do more of that style of stuff over there. I talk all about my life. I can talk for days. So, you know, if you like that, you should probably subscribe over there. Anyways, thank you so much for listening and for joining me in today's video. I'm gonna put a video up on the screen that I suggest that you watch next. I don't know what it's gonna be yet, so I can't promo it, but it is there, I promise it is. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, again, make sure to subscribe and like, because it really, really helps me out, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!